Good morning. We are out here with our tree crew. This is our second installation of our series about landscaping and the things that we do here in landscaping. There's been a big focus on trees lately, so we thought we would show you exactly how we trim trees and why we trim trees. And we're going to get to show you two different perspectives. We will show you the way we do it in-house, the way we have done it for years, which is very effective. And then we will show you the new modern way, some new equipment that is coming down the road for us that is used by our contractor and hopefully by us someday. So from this point, I will hand it over to Bob, our manager in charge of support here. He manages the tree crews. He's an arborist. He's one of the 6 we have on staff, and I can leave you in good hands.
Good morning, I'm Bob Merget. Kurt introduced me. I'd like to introduce our tree crew to you right now. Starting from the left here, we have Clemente, who's our foreman. We've got Leo, another foreman, both certified arborists. We have Carlos, certified tree climber, Augustine, certified tree climber, Mauricio, certified tree climber, Salvador, certified tree climber, and Fidel, certified tree climber. And what certifications involve continuing educations units. They've all had to go and test and a written test as well as a practical test in a tree, safely tying in and coming down from the tree. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and disperse the guys. We're going to show one guy actually climbing the tree, starting from the ground, and then 2 of the guys will be going up into the canopy using one of our pieces of equipment called a man lift. At no time is the climber not connected. He stays connected in the basket and then connects into the tree, and at no time is he disconnected, and that's a safe way to do this, and that's what they're trained to do. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and get to our different stations. If the foreman could come this way. Carlos, could you go over and get ready to climb the tree, please? Fidel and Salvador over by the man lift, and Augustine and Mauricio are going to be grounds people today. They will keep an eye on the trimming, and once we get enough volume of brush here, they will start dragging that brush out safely while the guys are working on the back side of the tree. So Carlos is going to be the one that's going to be climbing the tree this morning. So he's got a rope tied up securely into the canopy already. He is tying himself off to his saddle, making the proper knots so he can I'm going to have to rely on Clem and Carlo and on Leo. What's the term for pulling themselves up?
He's using a body thrust to move up into
body thrust technique. Yes. So, and he's ready to go. Carlos, let's do it.
I'm following.
Once he gets to the point where he's tied in at, he will take his lanyard, which is a rope and it's got clips on the end of it. He will tie himself into the next limb, and at which point he will take his rope and he'll throw his rope up further and use that same technique to get to the top of the tree. So next we're going to show you how to get one of the second climber that's going to be inside the canopy today, utilizing the man lift. The man lift is a piece of equipment that we use that elevates up to 65 feet, and he will be going up and getting into the canopy, and we'll take a look at how that's done. So now what Carlos or Salvador is doing is he's staying tied in, and he's tying into the tree, and at which point he makes a safe connection. He will tie that onto his belt, and then he will be getting into the tree, and as he's doing that, he's disconnecting the safety line in the basket. Okay, so now that we've got the guys positioned in the tree, there was a discussion this morning prior to the trimming by the foreman with the crew, determining what type of trimming we're going to do, the location of the guys in the tree, and they need to be aware of their location while they're in there. So once this work starts, we have a couple of guys behind me. They're talking with the foremans right now. They will be the grounds people that will be removing the brush. They're working on a side where the other guys won't be working, so it'll be a safe environment. And speaking of safety, you can see to my right, all the boards that have been put up to protect the building. The residents in this area have all been notified about the trimming. We have caution tape on both ends of the walk along with cones. While the work is going on, we have a groundsman at the base here looking at what's going on up in the tree and also looking for pedestrians along the walkways. So with that, once this work is completed, we should have either a video or a still picture or two of the finished product. Thank you very much for your time. Channel 6, thanks for coming out.
Good morning, my name's Stephen Darden and I'm with Great Scott Tree Care. We are the current contractor for Laguna Woods Village, servicing the large trees throughout the community. This morning we're on Via Castillo and we're going to be trimming some trees in the area with this amazing piece of equipment. Most people refer to it as a spider lift. It's pretty amazing. It can reach a height of 95 feet, but it can fold up and retract and fit through a gate that's 36 inches wide. I'd like to introduce Juan. Juan is our operator for the spider lift. It's an amazing piece of equipment. He's been trained specifically to use this very technical piece of equipment. As you can see, we have the arms spread out right now that create very little impact to the neighboring landscape. Also, this equipment includes tracks here that don't damage the turf and they create very little disturbance to the sidewalk. Sometimes we might have to leave a few marks on the sidewalks, but we can easily wash that off with a hose. The bucket is operated. One would be in the carriage right there, the bucket which extends above the ground. And then we also have controls for the equipment that are right here. These controls are necessary for setting up the equipment on the ground and also in case there was some type of emergency in the bucket while Juan was in the air, another operator could lower the equipment. So when setting up to use the spider lift, we're very careful to make sure the community is safe and our employees are safe. So one of the first steps in setting up the spider lift and working in the community is we work with the operations team at Resident Services by notifying them of when we'll be working in the area. 3 days prior to work, we'll be posting signs in the area to notify homeowners. In addition, once we start up the job set up that day, Juan, our supervisor, he will walk the area to make sure the area is safe, and then he will close the sidewalks with sidewalk close signs and cone off other areas as necessary. We'd like to ask the residents, please respect these cones and stay out of the work area because your safety is paramount to us. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call Resident Services. The number is on your screen. So we're over here on Via Castillo. The Arbor Pro Series spider lift is in action. You can see that the arms are fully out. There's pads underneath each arm that protect the landscape, the sidewalk, and the planter beds. You can see how the actual machine lifts up to balance the equipment. If we were working on a slight incline or a slope, the machinery can compensate for that, and it regulates how far the arm can extend out. This keeps the climber, the operator safe up in the bucket. You can see now that we have the whole area coned off, the work area, and we ask that all residents be sensitive to this and stay out of the work areas. Your safety is paramount to us. Once the operator is done working in the tree, he'll retract back down and move to his next location. Thank you very much for joining us and allowing us to show you this wonderful piece of equipment. And I'd like to thank Bob for the wonderful relationship we've built with Laguna Woods Village.
Thank you, Stephen. Riddell, thank you very much. And I'd like to thank Village Television and Cole and PJ for coming out and filming this today. Thank you very much.